Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here in a wildlife preserve on the south shore of Long Island to test out my new toy, a Canon R5. I had it for about 2 weeks, got it right here, and as you can see, it's a beautiful day here. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Migratory birds are coming out even though the leaves are barely starting to come out. We've got, I believe this is a maple tree. We've got here in the background, you can hear a cardinal. There was a downy woodpecker over there. I'm going to be looking to do some both woodland photography and also some wildlife photography with the R5. And in fact, I think I've got a nice little composition set up right behind me. So let me finish setting up the camera and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So my composition here is showing this maple branch overhanging the pond. I've got a I've got a polarizer on the lens. It's by 24 to 105 at f11 and 1/5 of a second for the time being. Now, if I turn the polarizer around, you'll see the difference on how it cuts down or actually even completely eliminates the reflections. So I want to play around with this composition a bit. Right now, say this polarizer is turned about halfway, and I may want to try and really see if I can actually catch the reflections of the branch as well as the branches themselves. So I want to play around and do a few different variations of this using a 3-shot bracket. Maybe I'm starting with this exposure anyway with 1/5 of a second at f11, and I'm not sure how far I'm zoomed out at. It's about actually 85 millimeters. So anyway, I'm going to take a few of these and then I'll turn the polarizer and take a few more, and you'll see the final result or results in the upcoming shots. Let me know in the comments which ones you like best. All right, here's the first shot. In the first of several newbie user errors, I left the R5 in JPEG mode. As a result, the images in this video had minimal editing, except the very last one. But the image quality was so good straight out of camera, they didn't need much processing. My next composition is going to be a macro. I switched lenses to my Sigma 105 macro lens. It's an f2.8. I'm not going to be using f2.8 though. I am aiming right now. This cluster of branches right here, flowers I should say, right here, is nicely back illuminated, and my initial settings are going to be f8, 1/50 of a second at ISO 400. And the reason for ISO 400 is that there is just a little bit of branch shake, which I want to try to eliminate by using a faster shutter speed than I might ordinarily use for a relatively stationary subject. I'm going to be setting up, I'm going to be using a 3 exposure bracket just to, again, to cover my bases here. I'll see which one works best. And I might even try doing a focus stack simply because of the fact that the R5 has a focus stack automated setup in it. I've done that maybe once in the R6, didn't quite get it to work correctly. And maybe this is not the time to practice that, but I'm going to practice it anyway because what the heck, it's a brand new camera and I got to, that's how you learn these settings. So I'm going to take my first set of exposures right here. And then after that, I'll play around with the focus stacking and such that I talked about before, and whatever our final results are, you're going to see coming up. Maybe more than one, and if I do post more than one, let me know which one you like best. I decided to just use one exposure for the images in this sequence because the flowers were slightly trembling. For the second macro, I cropped the original 45 megapixel image down to the 9 megapixel detail you see here. This cropping tolerance is a great advantage to a big sensor. I could never achieve this with my 5D Mark IV. It's getting a bit, goodness, kingfisher. It's getting a bit bright out now, really too bright for woodland photography, but there is, as you just saw from the kingfisher, they just flew over my head, chattering. This is a bird sanctuary, among other things, and there are a number of birds around. I mean, in between getting from the car to my first location where I was just shooting the flowers, I mean, I heard at least 2 different species of warbler, a nuthatch, song sparrows, and there are osprey about, and that's what I'm really trying to hope to catch now that I've mounted my 150 to 600 Tamron on the R5. This will be the first time shooting birds or any other wildlife with this particular lens, and I'm going to be basically using the high burst mode in mechanical. I don't think I'm going to need electronic, and that's really just going to fill up my card really quickly, and I don't think I really need that. I've got my camel hat on. I may not really need that either from the distance. My only problem is that this particular platform is slightly blocked by tree growth, but if the osprey, which I saw flying south, comes back, oh, geese, no, swans. No. So we got a lot of opportunities for bird and flight photography, so I'm going to be spending a certain amount of time doing that, and hopefully you can catch me, or I can catch myself, so that you can catch me shooting some birds in flight and hopefully ospreys. I've actually seen in the past, when I've been here in past years, ospreys diving for fish right to my left here, and if I really am lucky, I'll get some fishing action, but at least hopefully I'll catch an osprey in flight with fish. So let's see what happens. Well, it's not so much that there's no bird activity. I mean, if you're listening, there's at least 2 woodpeckers, some warblers chirping around, and actually goldfinches. But this is a good spot to actually see birds, but not a good spot to actually photograph birds. So I'm gonna have to move to a little bit more open area. It's getting a bit warm. I've doffed the jacket. Hopefully the birds won't be too disturbed. But I want to walk around and see if I can get one of those woodpeckers, or there's another open area where I know I can probably get a decent shot of the ospreys if they do a flyby. So let's move on. Well, good news is I found a spot with a lot of birds. Bad news is most of these shots are missing because I'm fooling around with the controls too much. But there's a lot of birds right around here. I'm looking at a flock of geese across the stream. There's some swans. I had a flyover of an osprey. I did catch some action of some crows trying to chase off a red-tailed hawk. And to my right here, there's a birdhouse, which I've been told has some phoebes nesting in it. So I want to see if I can catch all of that, but while I'm doing it, I'm not going to be able to vlog. I'm also hearing what appear to be either chipping sparrows or pine warblers. It's hard to tell the difference between the 2 of them. In any case, I'm going to try and catch some birds here, and you'll see whatever I capture in the next few minutes, I'll pop up in either stills or video or both, if I'm fortunate enough to catch both of them. Okay, so I'll be back. I want to note at this point that the R5's animal IAF worked almost flawlessly. With the distant hawk and crows shot, as well as the closer captures in this video, the focus box tracked the subject's eye or head all over the screen. It's phenomenal. I swear that osprey has messed with me. Every time I turn around, I see a shadow, and then the osprey is going downriver someplace, so I've only got its back. I mean, I got something of it, but I'm going to wait around and see if it hopefully comes back within the next half hour or so before I leave. Because, well, this is birding. I'm still fiddling around with the camera. At least I'm playing with the settings, trying to get a little more familiar with what the heck I'm doing. So far, in terms of bird photography, it's been a fail. The floral stuff I shot earlier, I'm sure those would be fine. Whoops. Well, just as I was whining about not getting any birds, chipping sparrow pops up. I was trying to lure it out with a call and it didn't respond right away. I mean, I could hear it singing, but it didn't respond. But then while I was yakking away about what a fail this was for birding, Chipping Sparrow came and landed right on the tree next to me, and I did get some good shots of it. So it's still behind me complaining because, you know, it thinks there's another bird around. That's not good. So YouTube is funny sometimes. Photography is funny sometimes. 1 minute I'm complaining about not getting any bird photos, and the next thing you know, a sparrow is 5 feet away from me, and I'm getting still and slow motion and regular motion video of it. So actually it turned out to be pretty good, considering this is the first real workout I've given for this R5. I've still got a fairly steep learning curve on it. It's got a lot more to do than the R6 does, but I'm looking forward to actually seeing the images. Of course, by now you've already seen them, and hopefully my optimism is well placed. I'm going to hang around a while longer because that osprey that has been eluding me all day flew over my head again a while ago, and hopefully he's going to come back upriver. I apologize for any wind noise because I do have one more thing to complain about. The wind muff keeps falling off my lav mic, and I don't know where it is. So if it's a little noisy, sorry about that. But in any case, I hope you've enjoyed this content, and if you do, and if you did, I hope you'll subscribe if you're not already. You'll hit that like button, give me any comments that you had, any thoughts you have about the video, and please hit that notification bell after you subscribe so that you'll see the next time I upload. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. If you're still here, thanks. I didn't catch that osprey, but I did capture a blue-gray gnatcatcher at lunch. As I teased earlier, high clouds soften the light just enough for this photo of the tree I started the day with. So I'll sign off again and mean it this time. I hope you've enjoyed this content, and if you do, and if you did, I hope you'll subscribe if you're not already. You'll hit that like button, give me any comments that you had, any thoughts you have about the video, and please hit that notification bell after you subscribe so that you'll see the next time I upload. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.